Hey, welcome back everybody. So at the beginning of this year, I got a new piece of tech that I wanted to quickly give my thoughts on. I know there's a ton of videos out there already about it, and making this video might not make a lot of sense right now, but I thought I would just give a real world user review. So a little backstory. I came from the 2012 MacBook Pro, and this was just the baseline mid-2012, walked into the Apple store, picked the baseline version, and just went with it. So this MacBook is a bit of a custom one. So I bumped up the memory, bumped up the RAM, and I will put all the specs up right here for you. Okay, so first thing, one of the biggest things that was a huge game changer is the fact that I got 2 terabytes internal storage. If anybody who's thinking about getting a new MacBook, that's one of the first things that I would recommend, especially if you're a video editor. It's been so amazing to be able to keep all the files right on the computer, so at any moment I can open up my laptop, start editing. I don't have to worry about dongles, I don't have to worry about external drives, and I can just keep all my projects with me on the go. So a lot of people talked about how the 16-inch MacBook Pro was a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier than the previous generation. And I never got that generation. The 15-inch, the old touch bar, the old keyboard, all that. So for me, I actually gained weight and size. So it is actually a little bit thinner than the 2012. The 16-inch MacBook is actually even a little bit lighter, I think, from just carrying it. I mean, I don't have the specs right with me, but yeah, that's where that is. In terms of the new keyboard, if you're curious about that, I've used the previous generation, and yeah, they were a bit soft, not super clicky, but this one is absolutely amazing. The keyboard is fantastic, it works well, pretty solid from what I can tell, and it actually reminds me of my 2012. In terms of screen size, there's actually not that big of a difference. I mean, some people were completely obsessed over the 16-inch, and I was too before I actually owned it, but it doesn't make that huge of a difference in everyday use. I do notice on Final Cut there might be a little bit of extra room, but I don't think it's game-changing by any means. It's a good step forward, but hopefully one day we will get edge to edge. The one thing, however, that surprised the crap out of me was the speaker. Okay, so for the old guy, this is what it sounds like.
Now make a scene, working on our body language, working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real.
And if you've heard the 16-inch MacBook Pro speakers, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you hadn't, and you're still using an old guy and you're considering upgrading, well,
Make a scene, working on our body language, working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real.
as you can see, it is a massive difference. I don't think I've ever heard a laptop that has sounded that good personally, but I guess I'm a little bit biased since I basically only use MacBooks. Just quickly, I'm gonna touch on its performance. Now, I'm not gonna go into all the heavy specs because like I said, there are way better creators out there who have already done that. But in real world use, I can scrub through 4K footage on better quality, no problem. The MacBook handles it completely fine, and when rendering and stabilizing footage, it is pretty fast, like only a couple seconds. Now, when I was using the 2012, anytime I had to stabilize some footage or there was some color grading, some LUTs, some transitions, or whatever the case may be, however you edit your videos, it took minutes. And this guy here only takes seconds. It is super noticeable for me personally. It might not be for people coming from last year's model, especially with the Vega, but this new graphics card, which is the highest one that you can get in the 16-inch MacBook Pro, makes a world of difference, because every single second counts when you're trying to create a video, render it, put it up, get it out to the client, and you just don't have any time to waste. For anyone who's consider upgrading, I think some of the biggest key parts about the 16-inch MacBook Pro is the speed. The new graphics card is absolutely amazing. The speakers, they literally blew me away. It's out of this world. It sounds incredible. You could literally edit using just those, and you don't need to have super good monitors or headset. So if you're in a pinch, that will work. And also when playing back to clients, they have a much better experience. They can hear all the sounds super clear, and I think that right there is quite worth it as that first impression when you're showing your video to a client for the first time. The keyboard is great, and like I said, having a bigger monitor is great. It's not game changing, but it does help. I do find that you can see a little bit more in your timeline, and that is important if you're not using an external monitor. So that was just a quick video, just a long-term user experience. If you did have any questions that you wanted me to get further into details with, hit up a comment below and I will respond to you right away. Thanks for watching. Bye. We'll see you in the next one.